You're watching Drakewing Gaming. Enjoy the video.
Hey guys and gals, Nary here from Drakewing Gaming. As some of you know me on Twitter, the Gaming Dragon. Today I'm coming back at you another Let's Play episode of Tennis Ace, Keisuke's Path. So y'all, without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right back into it, shall we? Alarm Chan, you are up, and let's go. Alrighty. Alright. You? Hey, what's that reaction supposed to mean? Nothing. You worry too much. Don't make me slap you, silly. Getting you riled up is pretty fun. Don't annoy me on purpose. We pick a few vegetable options, finally calling the waiter to place our order. After a few more minutes, the man brings a portable gas grill and places it at the center of our table along with a small fuel canister. I have to admit, it's a pretty cute petite grill. It's already loaded up with charcoal and easily lights up once the waiter presses the button. He reaches for something above us, and when I look, there's a venting unit right above every single table. It comes to light with a little electrical click and begins humming and vibrating gently. We'll bring your food shortly. Collecting our menus, the man heads back to the kitchen. They're pretty efficient here, huh? Definitely seems so. Hey, I'm actually curious about one other thing. Oh, what is it? So, I know we've only just started going out, but for some reason I feel a lot less nervous than I thought I would. Not that I don't feel nervous at all, but I think you're always so confident and calm that I have a hard time freaking out. Me? Confident and calm? I think you've got the wrong person. I'm serious. You're always so composed and that it just gives off this air and safety. Is that so? That's news to me. I suppose what I'm trying to say is you're a lot more grounded than I am. Okay, that isn't so hard. That's a fair point. Keisuke chuckles, scratching his cheek. I'm glad you feel that way when you're around me, but I have to admit that's not how I feel on the inside at all. It's not? God, no. Do you have any idea just how much I was freaking out when I first confessed to you? My whole body felt super cold. I was sweating from my hands and feeling all icky. The thing I did when I got home was take a really long bath. You didn't seem all that nervous at all. I guess I'm pretty good at acting like I know what I'm doing. But trust me, the internal panic was at an all-time high, which also means I was super ecstatic when you accepted my confession. Keisuke definitely is a very calming presence to be around. It helped me a lot with getting comfortable the first couple times we saw each other after the confession. Like, he's just so calm and nonchalant that I felt silly getting wound up with nerves. Much in the same way that seeing someone that is freaking out worse than you helps to calm you down. Seeing someone that is always so calm has the same effect. But none of that was a question, was it? Huh? You said you had something you were curious about, remember? Oh, right, sorry. I went on a tangent and it slipped my mind. You said that you had feelings for me when you had first confessed, but now that I started thinking about it, it got me a bit curious about since when. About since when, okay. Keisuke immediately freezes, tensing up in his seat across from me. Keika? Of all the questions you could ask, why that one? Huh? What's wrong with asking that? Nothing's wrong, exactly. I'm just not quite sure how to answer it. What do you mean? Well, it's a little bit complicated. I already knew about you since way before entering our school. You were kind of my idol back then. It couldn't be helped, really. You were a tennis player about the same age as me that was way more skilled than most people in our age bracket. I suppose I always had that element of admiration for you. I wanted to get close to you because of that. I nod along with his words, letting him continue talking. His eyebrow twitches a few times, the hair shifting around on his seat and musing over his words. It's a little embarrassing to admit to you, of all people. So, does this mean you had feelings for me from the beginning? Honestly, yes and no. Oh, goody, and here I was afraid you wouldn't be vague about it. I suppose I had a quick crush on you back then, but, I tend to develop crushes easily, so they're never a big deal for me. Really? I never knew that about you. Well, yeah, it's not something you just go around telling everyone. Can you imagine how creepy it'd be if I told everyone I've had a crush on about it? Besides, they tend to vanish pretty quickly, so I never thought too much about them. I had a crush on you because I admired you. Once I got to know you as a person instead of an ideal, things went back to normal. Me having my first innocent crush on you and me having the crush that developed into deeper feelings were two completely separate situations. Really? For sure. There was a pretty big stretch of time where I didn't have feelings for you, but I wasn't crushing on you either. Over a year. And you're hardly the only person I've had a crush on the past year. One second, y'all. Coffee time. Okay, who else did you have a crush on before we started dating? Was there anyone I know? Are you really going to make me answer that? It's not like I can make you if you don't want to. I'd like to know, yes. Do you promise you're not going to get upset with me for saying? Of course. Whoever you had feelings for before we started dating isn't really my problem. Let me guess, was it Saya? I don't want to say God no, but God no. Is the idea that terrible? Mizuguchi-san is a great person, a great friend, don't get me wrong, it's just... Just? She terrifies me most of the time. Heh, that sounds like a pretty apt description of Saya, very accurate. Honestly, I can agree 100% with that. The one person you know that I've had a crush on in the past was Irada. I bang on the table with my palm, standing up and leaning forward until my face is hovering just a few centimeters from his. Whoa, no way, are you serious? Too close, too close. Yuichi, get back to your seat. Keisuke pushes my face away, leaning back onto his seat in an attempt at reclaiming his lost personal space. Sorry, it's just... I have a hard time imagining that. I told you it was just a crush. It's not a big deal. Yeah, sure. It's just that you two always bicker so much that I sometimes have a hard time believing you're even friends. We bicker because we're way too similar. That's a reason to bicker? Yeah, it kinda gives me that feeling of I absolutely can't lose to this person. Besides, it's just fun to bicker with him. You're both weirdos. Noted. Huh, that's such a weird thing to think about. I've never had a crush on anyone before, so it's really hard for me to think that someone could just develop them that easily. And I have to admit, I never in a million years saw this kind of development from that. I mean, wow, Shuichi of all people? I guess that's one other way where we operate differently from each other. Come to think of it, there are a lot of things you could fall on that list. I could fall on that list. Oh, shit, that's right, y'all. I messed up, actually. Yeah. I messed up and had show... Yeah, okay, let's go back a little bit. Let's go back. Yeah. Oh, fuck. Let's see. Oh, I messed up. I messed up. I messed up. Oh, I messed up. Oh. Was it there? Alright, refuse. Okay, I don't think I want to go along with this. I feel like I'd be taking advantage of him just being upset just to get free stuff. No thanks, I can pay for myself. What? But why? You're making way too much of a big deal about this. You don't need to pay for my food to feel better about yourself. I don't want you to start thinking you need to buy my forgiveness whenever I get upset. It's not like I'm trying to do that. I pat his head once again, affectionately running my fingers through his fur. Seriously, it's fine. I'm not going to let you throw your money around as a solution to a problem. What's the point of having money if I can't spend on the people I care about? Not becoming someone else's sugar daddy to begin with. But I hardly feel like buying you lunch will turn me into one. That's exaggerating. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. Either way, we don't have to find out. I'll pay my own way. Maybe if we're going out for a special occasion, I can let you treat me, but treating me because you feel sorry isn't a good reason. Okay. This is a better spot. Alright, y'all, we are on the right path. Keisuke sighs, clearing his throat and looking away from me. You're such a pain in the ass sometimes. It's my way of showing you how much I care. It's super not cute. I'm not supposed to be cute. I'm sorry, but that ship has sailed. I tightened my grip ever so slightly, just enough to make him squirm a little bit. Ow, 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 Yuichi, you're crushing my head. Oops, my bad. You don't seem to feel bad at all. Thankfully, the mood lightens up considerably as we chat on our way to the restaurant. I'm glad such a minor problem isn't going to end up completely ruining the atmosphere for our first date ever. Despite the setbacks, I'm still looking forward to finishing strong. A few minutes later. By the time we reach the restaurant, Keisuke and I are able to smile and chat properly again. A little incident a few minutes earlier is just a blip on our radar, and we both feel determined not to let it sour the rest of the evening. I mean, what was I supposed to do? Mizuguchi-san is the one who insisted on it. Having gotten a little bit curious, I decided to ask Keisuke why I always called Saya by her last name when she was his first and closest friend in our group. I'm just surprised you managed to get out of calling her senpai. So am I. She clearly liked being called that a lot. She'd get all wiggly and excited whenever I called her... Okay, let's see. Alright, let's see. Oh, pretty cozy, blah, 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 blah. Did we really miss anything? Did we really miss anything? Like 3 different... Okay, there we go. Alright. Actually curious about one other thing. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, baby. Okay. Oh, let's do it. Oh, yeah, right on the table. Oh, I'm improving everything. There we go. Okay. Okay. Okay, there we go. We're getting close. Okay, here we go, y'all. Why did you start having feelings for me? Like, do crushes even just come back? It just feels weird that you could have multiple separate ones in the same person. Okay. Change, though. Okay. Can something like that even happen? If you don't mind me asking, why was it that you started liking me again? That's not an easy question to answer. It's not? I mean, I have my reasons why I like you, sure. But thinking of which one was the one that made me fall for you, that gets complicated. You don't have to overthink things so much. Just a ballpark is fine. Well, there's a few things. First of all, I really like your empathy. My empathy? That's a reason to fall for someone? Of course. Why would I fall for someone that treats the people around them like crap? And then on the other hand, why shouldn't I fall for someone that always makes sure the people around them are taken care of? There have been a lot of times where I've had the opportunity to see how kind and sweet you are, even with how sharp your tongue also tends to be, or at least in spite of how sharp it tends to me. There's also, another big factor for me is how you don't discriminate. No matter who it was, I always notice some change in people when they realize who my family is. It's just something I never managed to escape from. Even Mizuguchi-san, it wasn't super obvious when she first found out. She became a lot more ginger with me, like she was trying to avoid upsetting me way more than normal. On the other hand, you were the first person to just not care at all. Hang on, saying I didn't care at all makes me sound a little bit bad. That's not what I meant, but alright, I'll amend my words. You were the first person to find out and yet continue treating me like the person you knew the whole time. Excuse me. You have no idea how much of a breath of fresh air that was. Of course, that's only one of the reasons. I have several more. I could compile a list for you if you'd like. No, that's alright. You sound like you're working on a list for a job interview instead of answering a personal question. Though I suppose that constant sense of professionalism he carries himself with is also very much like Keisuke. The waiter comes back, carrying a tray with different foods where different foods were ordered. He places them all neatly on our table alongside our drinks, smiling politely the whole time. Please, enjoy your meal. Don't hesitate to call if you need anything. Alright, one second, y'all. Coffee time. And that is the end of the coffee. Alrighty. Thank you. Thank you, kind sir. He bounds away to serve his other tables, leaving us alone once again. Keisuke immediately starts loading up the grill with a little bit of everything. Wow, you don't play around. You're already putting basically everything on the grill. I'm definitely not going to overload it and make the thing go cold, but I also don't want to eat a bite of meat and then have to wait 10 more minutes for another one. That's fair. Sometime later. The waiter shows up to clean up our table, taking away the grill and the empty plates once we're done. It took us a while to get through the excess food we ordered, but it was still a really fun time. The food here is absolutely delicious, and I'm for sure going to come here again. Maybe bring Aki next time, too. Is there anything else you would like? Sure. Do you guys have a dessert menu? Yes, just a second. He drops off our plates back in the kitchen and comes back with a different menu from the first time, placing it in front of us. Take as much time as you'd like to decide. I nod, grabbing the menu and checking it out for my options. Is this going to be the part where you take half an hour to choose something? Maybe a little? They have a surprising amount of options here. And here I was surprised earlier at how quickly you chose the meats you wanted. I suppose reminding him that he basically chose everything we'd eat himself probably wouldn't be a good look for me here. Better that he thinks I was able to be decisive. Say, since you asked me, it's only fair if I ask you something too, right? Huh? Ask me what? All those personal and embarrassing questions you were asking me earlier. Hang on a second. All those? I only asked one. In that case, I only asked one too. Sound fair? Well... Great. When was it that you started having feelings for me? What? My whole face grows red in the blink of an eye. The voice that comes out of my throat is nothing but a pitiful, high-pitched noise. Oh, that was a really nice reaction. I object to this line of questioning. Too bad. This isn't court. Hey, I have chocolate mousse here. Do you want some? Nice try. I want an answer. Come on, can't we forget this for now? The chances of me letting you squirm from under my grasp are effectively 0. I hate this. I really, really hate this. Little bastard is enjoying himself. Well, I guess it was... Yes? If I had to put my finger to it, then the first time I felt something was probably when you kissed my cheek the first time. Oh, that long ago? I definitely like what I hear. Shut up! This is really embarrassing for me, okay? Yes, that's what I was hoping for. You're really cruel. No, not cruel. I just know how to bring out that cute side of yours. Ah! So, about that chocolate mousse? Your face is so red, it's adorable. Shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up! Careful you don't make too big of a scene. Otherwise the entire restaurant would look at us and see your red face. Ah! What are you doing to me? Teasing you a little bit. It's really fun. Alright guys and gals, I'm going to go ahead and pause it right there. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell. Leave a super thanks. Your tip if you can, it always helps. Until the next video, I love you all. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.